good morning to you. Back again this hour. If you missed that first segment there we did from 7:30 to 8, please go back and watch that with Jeff Thompson with Bell C Store. Just a phenomenal guy talking about some good stuff, growing vegetables and all that. As he stated, the weather's been a little cool, and that's not necessarily good for some garden variety of things because the plants don't know what to do, you know? So we're coming and going. But we're excited for this second hour here. We're going to be talking about gun violence, and we have two people here that I think they're very integral in what we're doing in our community. Certainly, we have Miss Demetria Murphy. She's a licensed clinical social worker and a licensed clinical addiction specialist. She is the CEO of FAYETTEVILLE. And also, we have City Council member Brenda McNair. She is since she's been on council, I happen to know this because I've been working with her. One of her main objectives was to address this whole violence thing because when she got on the council, most of the gun violence in Fayetteville, inside the city limit, was in District 7. I mean, it was wild. I mean, I know that right there off of Bunch Road, because they built a new sheets there. Matter of fact, council member there, they still kind of come up. They be down there with them bikes and everything in the evening and at night around that area. Mm-hmm. But we got a lot going on in Fayetteville. So Ms. Murphy, she's going to be speaking in Spring Lake. She got other engagements, but one locally. She's going to be speaking in Spring Lake on the 14th, which is the second Sunday at a ministry. And good morning to both of you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Williams.
Excellent. Well, look, Ms. Murphy, I know you got to go to deal with some other things. I'll let you lead off. What caused you to be interested in this particular thing in our community and wanting to bring about solutions when it comes to gun violence?
I think because gun violence has so many layers to it, and sometimes we tend to not look at the different pillars that impact our community. Poverty being one of the leading causes, having criminal backgrounds being another leading cause, substance abuse, mental health. There's a lot of different layers when we look at what is bringing so much violence into our communities. And so I have a lot of friends who do graphic T-shirts. And so we saw a spike in how many memorial shirts were being made at one point. So when we did the very first Heal the Villain Festival Park, it was because each of the people that I engaged with who make these shirts were reaching out to me saying, I am making 10, 20, 30 of these shirts. And I'm like, we're finna step into a space where our city is not gonna be ready for it. We're not gonna be able to address it. Being somebody who myself is formally justice involved, someone who once tote firearms and all those different things, we have so many different reasons why we do it. So if we don't begin to address the solution, we've identified the problem, but we have to address the solution. So when you address a solution, it means that you personally take yourself out of it. You become a selfless individual and say, hey, let's work together collectively to figure out the best way to mitigate crime, because we're never going to stop it. The goal is to just mitigate it to where we're providing these evidence-based programs and things that will enhance our Black and brown communities. And that's what made me want to do this. Losing family, losing friends, is no comeback. We invest in a lot of violent video games. We invest in a lot of violent music. And these are things that our children are absorbing. We know the enemy was the minister of music.
True.
So what's the best way to reach our children? Through music, through violent video games.
Well, I'm like, until 2011, I had never experienced when I was a kid, I had an aunt who was murdered, but I had never experienced it in my family. And I lost my youngest sibling. He was in Washington, D.C. through a homicide. And so, I tell people that death comes, but that's different when it comes like that. It's the whole piece of that. And I get back to Miss McNair too. But let me ask you one more question before I ask her a question. But when we look at the violence, it permeates. We talking about Fayetteville now. It permeates the black community. I mean, let's be honest about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no dodging that piece.
Absolutely.
Why are we beset with this so much more so than other racial groups?
We become desensitized to it. You got to first remember that the black and brown culture was a culture that has always had to deal with some form of violence. It's never been a point where the black and brown community never had to feel like they didn't have to fight their way out of something. And so violence have always been around us. So now we're so desensitized to it that it does not bother us if someone else's kid or loved one is killed in District 7, District 2, District 1. It doesn't bother you. It's one of those things now where we just kind of stroll social media and we put RIP. My condolences to the family. We're not personable with people anymore. So it doesn't bother us. But when it does bother us, is when that knock come to your door. When that knock come to your door, then it bothers you. But it should have bothered you when it happened to someone else. We have a lot of organizations who have matriculated out of the fact that they have personally dealt with some form of community violence and then they want to become an advocate. But there are people who are out here who are boots on the ground who's never directly been impacted by gun violence, but because it's in our community, we're indirectly impacted and we want to see a difference, but we can't get the support that we need until the knock come to your door. That's what we have to stop. We have to make it make sense.
Well, I'm just saying, so, excuse me, I was born in 1955, okay? So, we won't deal with this in the 60s and the early 70s, not like we are now. I'm just wondering what happened, because when I was growing up as a kid, look, even through high school, people get in fights, but nobody was trying to kill each other like they are now. I'm saying,
but we were. But it was isolated. It was isolated to our lower urban areas, our projects. Groveview Terrace was one of the most notorious projects. One of the, police wouldn't even go in there. Pizza Man wouldn't go in there, the ambulance wouldn't go in there. You got shot, you better make it to the Happy Store, which is the Valero now.
And I had to get out of there.
Because they literally was not going in there.
Well, I mean, I see, because I was in law enforcement, and I was a drug agent, so I'm very familiar with that. You're right. However, I'm just saying is that even then, though, there was some type of code among young people that's different. Because a lot of them guys, they're 50 years old now. Some of the ones I'm talking about, they're in their 50s. They had a code, though, Miss Murphy, that was different from the code they have now. Because like now, they don't have a code.
There's no code.
I'm just saying that, because you know, I run into them. I know a young man, I was in a restaurant the other day ago, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Williams," I said, he grew up in Groveview. You know, the family I'm talking about. And so I asked him, he said he's 47 now. But when I knew him, he was a preteen, and he's a rough little fella now. But he looks good, and I asked him how he was doing fine and everything. But they have rules and values that these youngsters don't have now. I'm just wondering.
Well, see, the code that you're referring to was they protected that area. if you work from that area, then you were, as the younger people say, you were the ops. And they protected these areas from Grovey Terrace, Campbell Terrace, whatever.
Right.
You know, they protected the families that were in there. So that's why the code looks different. Because, see, we lost the sense of protecting our communities. And when we lost that sense of that, and then to be very, very true and fair, when crime began to escalate, the amount of time that people were getting began to escalate just as well. And so we would be remiss not to talk about the fact that that code got broken because everybody's not prepared to do that amount of time. So before you actually get apprehended, there's loyalty. But loyalty goes out the window when you're sitting in a federal building and they're saying to you, we're about to give you 20, 30, 40 years. And mind you, some people's brain can't even calculate what 40 years is in months. So you're sitting there trying to figure out what's 120 months? What's 220 months?
That's true. Well, we just had, I work for a lawyer, and we had a client last week to get 33 years for potential homicide, and honestly, I don't think he did it. But still, Councilman MCNAIR, I was talking to a lawyer friend, and he had this case out of town. He said, man, I didn't realize this. He said that this one young man had killed someone, and the other people coming up and saying, yo, man, they were congratulating him on his first kill. I forgot the word that they use, but you might know the word that they use. I can't think of the word, but they was congratulating him on his first kill. I mean, just like, you know, you out hunting animals or whatever, and you say, oh, man, you know, you killed
Sounds
your
like
first
a gain
buck or whatever. They were congratulating him on killing another person. Like it was a big thing, Rev. I mean, I mean.
What community of people?
Yeah, I'm saying, but this was in another city. This happened in Oxford, but still, the mentality. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around that.
Well, that sounds like a
gangs.
Yeah, gangs. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
You got to remember, in '98, we did the early '90s. We didn't have gangs, you know, and coming into the 2000s, all of a sudden we pop up, and now we have all of these different gangs coming around, right? And then, of course, we have an education system that if, you know, myself, Councilwoman MCNAIR, and 2 more females, we all hang together. We come to school one day and say, hey, for 2 weeks straight, we're going to wear black hoodies. Before you know it, they done labeled us the Black Hoodie Gang, but we're just 4 friends that's wearing black hoodies. Sometimes people will apply a label to us, but we also got to try to figure out, why is it so important for our youth to feel that they have to assimilate to gangs for safety and protection, for likes and clicks? When I'm strolling through Instagram and different things, I am looking at kids who are 14, 15, 17, 18 years old, holding firearms bigger than them.
True.
But we're not asking ourselves, how are they acquiring these firearms? Not all firearms that are military grade are being stolen out of cars.
That's true.
So it's about what narratives are we painting. We have shootings that go unreported.
Yeah.
We don't even, we're sitting in a space right now where we do not even have a definite number of the amount of homicides and shootings that we have in 2026 thus far.
Yeah, I mean, and one time they were not this previous administration, but they wanted you to do a public records request.
Absolutely.
Just for them to tell you that, and you could be a part of the media. But look,
absolutely,
you got a dash. You got 5 minutes.
I do.
What about? Okay, we understand what the problem is. So, what are the solutions?
what I truly think the solutions are is, one, you have a lot of grassroots organizations that are really out here doing some amazing work, but we don't have the funding to do great work. We're doing amazing work, but we don't have the funding to do great work. We have to jump through 45 hoops just to get funded. You know, you got to be in the clique. Somebody got to like you. They got to, you know, all these extra different things. We have to remove a lot of our personal feelings about who a person is or what's going on and start to truly fund these organizations that are truly doing the work. The other solution is we have to stop having everybody trying to avoid being the one to pick the shortest straw. We really have to learn how to work together. I say all the time, we want to teach children how to work together, but we got organizations that can't even stand in the same room together. I don't have to like you to work with you because we have a common goal to reach in the end. So truly investing into our community. I am a mother, and there are things that at times as a PhD student who pay out of pocket to go to college, there's things that I can't afford to do here. So if I can't afford to do them and I work, imagine a family who's not bringing in the income I'm bringing in. We'll be remiss not to talk about the substance abuse issue that we have. My mother was on drugs. So coming from that environment, I understand when children make decisions based off of what their parents are doing.
Right.
And so now we have a bunch of children that are running around out here with no guidance. One organization that has popped up that I work closely with that I love is Men of Purpose. Because we have been struggling to get Black and brown men in our communities to stand up and be fathers to these children who have the absence of a strong Black man and don't know what it looked like. So I send so many young men to this organization because, again, myself and Miss MCNAIR, we're women. Women have begun to stand on the front line and fight wars that are designed for men to fight. So I honor the Men of Purpose because we need these men to come in. We also need employers that are going to come into our community who are second chance friendly. Because when I talk to detectives, when I talk to from the city and the county side, when I talk to regular officers, the one commonality that they have is majority of the individuals who they engage with on a day-to-day basis, they are no stranger to them. Most of them, they know these individuals by nickname or first name. And so if you cannot provide for your family, we are creatures of nature. We're going to go back to what we know, which is what? Being in the streets selling drugs. When we're in the streets selling drugs, what did that matriculate? Violence, gun violence. So if we have employers who are willing to come into our community, pay us livable wages, give individuals who have a justice-involved past an opportunity, we'll also see a decrease there in our crime rates. So there's no one pot of, excuse me, how to fix this. There's multiple levels of fixing it. We can't continue to turn a blind eye because one district has more money than another district. I live in the downtown area. I feel like sometimes I'm in DC because if you cross the railroad tracks, one side look like the Wild Wild West and the other side looks civilized.
That's true.
I don't even want my daughter to go across the street to the park. Why? Because there's really nothing over there for her to do. We're not building up whole communities. We're building up pieces of communities. We want to make Fayetteville look good, but what parts of Fayetteville are we making look good? And so there, to be honest with you, Mr. Williams, there's no one solution. I have a piece. Miss MCNAIR has a piece. Someone else has a piece. But the thing about it is, any puzzle that you put on the table, when all the pieces come together, the puzzle is beautiful. And until we can get everybody to bring their piece to the table, this is one of the things I said to John Jones when he first came on. And it was funny because I said, you know, I love Lifetime. And so I say, you know, when you're watching a Lifetime movie and the single man moving to the neighborhood and all the women at the door trying to bring him a potluck dinner, you know, I'm like, John Jones, every organization is vying for your ear. You have the ability to bring every nonprofit under one roof, analyze what each of these organizations do, and then start to compartmentalize where each of these organizations fall into place to make OCS great, because now you have an umbrella of resources. It didn't happen.
Right. Well, look, we got to get you back.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay, she has the dash. We're going to be back. We'll go to a break. We'll come back. We're going to chat more about accessibility of these guns and things like that, because that's something that Councilman McNair has been working on for years now. And, you know, I'm even amazed that some people that you would think that they would be okay with, look, we need to lock down these guns, because when you got a gun sticking in the console and a 12-year-old walks by and he can see it, and just go in your car and take your gun and you're like, oh God, you know, and then you say something about them, well, they need to be getting the kid, not me. No, they need to be getting you too.
Absolutely, we need more accountability.
Can you talk about your vending event?
But anyway,
ma'am,
we'll
can you
be
talk
back.
about her vending event this weekend?
Right.
Where she'll be vending?
Yeah, so I will be this Sunday with Miss Brenda McNair. Be clear. When I come places to speak to the community and educate the community. I'm not with all the trinkets, bells, and whistles. I truly believe that a lot of that stuff has never saved a life. I come out there to kind of really understand and hear what each community member is saying and what they need in their community. So me coming to Miss McNair's event this Sunday is to really engage with the community, take some mental notes, understand what that particular district needs. I'm building an amazing team. I'm working with some amazing people in the community now. And I want to say that before I leave to go to the Youth Detention Center, everybody has done something wrong at some point, no matter how big or small. But when that epiphany come and a light bulb go off and you say, you know what, I've destroyed my community long enough, let me figure out how to help be a part of making my community great, I'm going to work with you. If that means that I don't have to work with other law enforcement, if I don't have to work with other community members, that is their choice, because I'm here to work solely with every organization who wants to see outcomes and results.
Sure. Well, look.
We're building some amazing stuff. We're going to be having some amazing events coming up. We would love for City Council to be a part of the things that we're doing, because you guys have a major influence, just who you are. And so these next things that we're coming out with, we're not going to keep asking people to bring the community to us. We're coming to the community now. We're going to show you what boots on the ground look like. But Mr. Williams, before I leave, let me say this to you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. We need laws that protect gun owners, but also hold them accountable.
Thank you.
And I agree with you. And I thank you guys.
Appreciate
Much
you.
blessings. And I hate I can't stay the whole time, but I'm going to go up here and educate these babies in this YDC.
Right.
And hopefully when they come out, we got resources for them just as well through the CRC that we established. And so that's the Community Reentry Coalition.
Excellent. Well, look,
So,
thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
Men of Cumberland County, your health matters because your health is your legacy. Join the Cumberland County Department of Public Health for a special Father's Day health brunch on June 19th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 1235 Ramsey Street in Fayetteville. Learn about mental and physical wellness and connect with free resources for new and expecting fathers. For more information, call 910-929-5726 or visit cumberlandcountync.gov/health. Again, that's cumberlandcountync.gov/health.
North Carolina lawmakers advanced a bill Wednesday that would make permanent a statewide pilot program expanding the use of highway license plate readers. President Donald Trump said Wednesday that he would nominate Todd Blanche to serve as Attorney General, tapping his former personal lawyer who was aggressively pursuing the Republican president's agenda while leading the Justice Department in an acting role. A massive black cloud rising over St. Petersburg skyline from a Ukrainian drone strike set a gloomy tone for the opening of President Vladimir Putin's annual showcase of Russia's economic achievement. Republican U.S. Senate candidate Michael Wadley met with voters in Wake County on Wednesday. Wadley held a roundtable discussion where he spoke on rising costs and affordability. Jail overcrowding has reached what Buncombe County Sheriff Quentin Miller calls a safety crisis, forcing detention staff to place beds in areas never intended to house inmates. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. The city of Fayetteville says Smoke Alarm Saturday is happening June 6th. That is 9 a.m. until noon. Firefighters will be canvassing neighborhoods all across the city fire districts, offering free smoke alarms and stovetop auto outs. Cumberland County Schools families, the district needs your help. Log into the Infinite Campus parent portal to review and update your contact information. Accurate details help them deliver timely updates and important alerts. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office says with school out for the summer, a lot of students have more free time on their hands. That often means spending more time online and on social media. Now is a great time to be proactive. Take an interest in the apps your children are using, who they are communicating with, and what they are sharing online. Open conversations about internet safety can help protect them from cyberbullying, scams, online predators, and other potential dangers. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
We are off to a cool start this morning. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Later today, it's shorts and flip-flops. Mid to upper 80s for the highs. Now, if you're heading to the Canes game, it'll be very warm for tailgating, so keep that in mind as you're going to be out there. Clear and cool tonight. The low in the mid-50s to about 60 for the day Friday. Mostly sunny and hot with highs reaching the low 90s. If there's any good news, the humidity stays low. Late showers are possible by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mike Mays in the NCN Weather Center.
Hello, I'm Eric Hurley with Fayetteville Police Department Traffic Unit. We don't write tickets to raise money, we write tickets to change behavior. Speed was the primary factor in more than 60% of the 28 fatal crashes we investigated last year. Every stop we make might be the one that prevents the next death. I'd rather give you a citation than tell your loved one you're never coming home.
I'm Detective Deal with the Fayetteville Police Department's Traffic Unit. As a crash reconstructionist, I don't guess what happened, I prove it. We measure, photograph, and digitally rebuild each fatal scene millisecond by millisecond. Speed is the most common factor we find in deadly crashes. I've seen cars split in half just because someone was in a hurry. These aren't freak accidents, they're choices, and every choice has a consequence.
If you see blue lights in 2026, expect a citation.
If we see this scene again, someone didn't listen. Your speed, your choice, your consequence.
Speed kills, respect the limit.
I'm attorney Alan Rogers of the Rogers Law Firm. Let the Rogers Law Firm clean you up. We can restore your driving privileges and do a legal checkup for you and your loved ones. Whether you need help with a will, a power of attorney, a state matter, personal injury case, wrongful death, or medical malpractice, call us at 910-433-0833. The Rogers Firm, helping you to make informed decisions in your day-to-day life. The Rogers Firm.
It's one of life's simplest comforts. Turning on the tap and knowing clean, safe water's there. A glass before bed, a warm shower in the morning, water to cook, clean, and care for loved ones. So often, it's something that can be taken for granted. But behind every drop is a commitment to quality, safety, and service. At Fayetteville PWC, providing award-winning water is more than a service. It is a responsibility and a point of pride. Delivering clean, reliable water remains a top priority for Fayetteville and surrounding communities every single day because clean water supports healthy families, strengthens neighborhoods, and helps communities thrive today and for generations to come. Discover more about the difference quality water makes at faypwc.com. Fayetteville PWC, always there, always on, always built to serve.
Unity picnic in the park. Join me, Councilwoman Brenda McNair, in communities for the 4th annual Unity in the Park. Celebration on Sunday, June 7, 2026, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Lake Rim Park in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Experience a day of joy and camaraderie as we celebrate our vibrant community. Delight in live music from local bands, engage in a kickball tournament, or explore our artisan market featuring unique handcrafted goods. Savor delicious offerings from gourmet food trucks and enjoy family-friendly activities in our kids' zone. Learn from our firefighters and police officers interacting with the community.
And we're back now, 20 minutes for the top of the hour here. Interesting conversation with Ms. Demetria Murphy. Again, this whole thing of the gun violence, and we were talking during the break. But anyway, I focus on some things that are going to be happening this weekend. Councilmember, now you having your annual picnic in the park, which is at Lake Rim. That's, what's that actual street? Because it used to be Old Rayford Road, but they blocked it off.
Hold on for a minute. I have to look the address up for you, Troy.
Yeah, okay, right. But anyway,
look that up.
It's easy to see, guys. If you're going down Rayford Road, if you're going south towards Rayford, once you go past 295, you can actually see the park on the right side of the street. When you get to that light, which would be Rim Road and Gillis Hill Road, then you make a right.
If you know anything about the Bill Crisp Center,
right,
it's directly across the street. It is actually on 2214 Colleen Drive, Fayetteville.
Right, and that's also in the area of Beauty Spot Missionary Baptist Church.
Exactly.
So you're going to be having an event there on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And from 3 to what now?
From 3 to 8.
From 3 to 8. And this is your 4th annual event there.
Yes.
Bringing the community together. Matter of fact, Miss Demetria Murphy that we just heard, she's going to be there along with other vendors and people. You got the police to be there, the firemen, just all kind of stuff. Kids will be playing kickball. You got a whole bunch of activities. It's going to be food and all different kinds of things there, correct?
We have local businesses there. We also have nonprofits there as well to share information, like Miss Demetria. Is her name Demetria?
Right, Demetria Murphy.
Yes, Miss Murphy. Yeah, she'll be there as well as a nonprofit, I do believe, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So there'll be several nonprofits there. We're looking to have a great time. I'm very excited right now. I woke up this morning expecting a great turnout, as we always have had in the past. And so I'm inviting everyone that's listening to come out and enjoy an event that you can write home about. Tell mama about it, tell everybody about it, because we are bringing the community together as one, and so that we can create some solutions like Ms. Murphy was talking about earlier. Her concern is having solutions to gun violence. And so, and she also mentioned there's no one avenue of bringing about solutions. And so I want to bring about one arena is gun safety, when it comes to gun safety. Actually, let's talk about, Mr. Williams, the recent the recent, it's not an ordinance, it's a campaign option that was passed by City Council. At least this time I got 10 votes, and that was amazing to start this campaign in Fayetteville. So one of the things that we'll be looking at is radio, digital marketing, also digital billboards, community movie nights with the Fayetteville Police Department. Also, we'll partner with NC Safe Week partnership, statewide, and June initiative. And we have quite a few things that are going on here. And you like to talk about the, also we have radio, which is WFNC AM 640, Magic 106.9, Rock 103, Q98, and Beasley Media Group. And then also on our platforms,
WIDU.
And WIDU and Fayetteville Press as well. City View, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, also Fay TV, the city manager newsletter. And also we will have billboards around our city, placement at locations identified as and attached to material, rotating message slot, typically, 8 seconds display cycles, strategic placement near high traffic corridors and residential areas, visuals that can include QR code linking to safe storage resources, coordination with the Marcam team for designs, and that's quite a bit, and I'm very excited about that. And I know you and I have been talking about that for quite a bit here lately, in the last couple of years, since 2022. Are you asleep, Troy? Okay, since 2022 has been my passion upon becoming a city council member, because there were so many of our young kids being murdered by gun violence, and it was alarming to me. And so I felt very passionate about it and very compelled to do something of this nature, but it took this long to get it done.
Sure.
So, and I'm excited about it. And
well, when we started this, there was a gun being stolen in Fayetteville from an automobile every 58 hours. Mm-hmm. And again, that's where I have the greatest concern, is that people are leaving weapons in cars, talking about general handguns, mm-hmm. in cars, unattended and also unsecured, and a lot of times visible to anybody walking past the car. And so that's what happens. And again, just some other facts. The average handgun stolen from a car is stolen while the car is in the driveway of the gun owner, and the car is unsecured. And nationwide, there's guns stolen from a car something like every 15 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But but those are things that we can do something about. Of course, what I've advocated for is for, even though we don't have laws per se,
immediate action,
but we can advocate for gun owners to secure their weapons, particularly in automobiles. And because you got gun locks in cars too, where if you're gonna leave your gun in your car, then secure it inside of a lockbox, or at least put it in the glove compartment or something.
Let's talk about the lockbox. Some feel that a lockbox is a hindrance to them, because if they need to get to their handgun, they're not able to at any given time. So are you speaking of when you're riding?
No.
Or when you in your home?
I'm talking about
or in a car, or at a shopping center or something like that.
I'm talking about when people exit their vehicles,
mm-hmm.
and leave a weapon in plain sight in the vehicle,
Okay.
then you put it in a lockbox.
Then you put it in a lockbox.
Right.
That's the purpose of the lockbox.
The lockbox, right.
If you're getting in and out of your vehicle, or maybe you're just traveling, or maybe you
If you
at
want to
home.
have your weapon accessible while you're with it, I understand that. But I'm talking about when you're not there and you're leaving it laying on the front seat. You know, they don't even making an attempt for it to be unseen. You're inviting someone, particularly a teen or a preteen, to take that weapon, especially you leave your car unlocked. Well, now, I ain't got nothing in my old truck really to steal, but I don't leave my vehicle unlocked. I never really understood that, why people leave their vehicles unlocked anyway. You know, that's what a lock is on there for. And you got, now look, you used to have to go push everything down. You just got one little click, beep, beep, and your vehicle is locked.
Ms. Murphy talked about earlier about what is really the root cause of our teenagers and our young adults shooting each other. And she mentioned funding. Also, she mentioned working together. She mentioned one particular organization, Men of Purpose. So, from your perspective as a citizen, on the outside looking in, the city of Fayetteville that can actually fund some organizations, what would be, along with the gun safety, along with the lockbox, what would be your initiative along with the lockbox that could pretty much support her in the direction that she's going?
Well, I will say this. I mean, I'm a more mature man, so I remember the drug prevention days, as well as I remember when HIV first came on the scene. Getting people to work together in these various organizations is always become a difficult thing, because people want to do their own thing, and then some people, that's their place to shine and become somebody, because they're fighting for this particular thing. And like she said, a lot of these people, if they lost somebody to violence or something like that, then they become interested or however, but if they haven't, then it does not interest them. So I think that putting everybody under one umbrella, I think that's going to be a challenge, trying to do that, because I believe that these groups have their own personalities, so to speak, and they're going to do that. But, for example, tomorrow, the health department is having an anti-violence thing tomorrow, and the color is going to be orange.
Oh yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
And I believe you already have some orange shirts back there
Yes,
somewhere
I do.
for your campaign. And,
I do.
and they're going to be passing out, for I understand, gun locks, because I was in a Zoom meeting with them earlier. So I've always advocated for that, gun locks and things like that. I mean, remember at one point we asked for gun locks, and they said, we can't give you gun locks, and now gun locks have been given out at the health department, which is a good thing. But I'm just saying is that 2-3 years ago, they were passing them out in all these other cities, and we had a challenge trying to get them to pass them out here.
I think the conversation really ignited everyone wanting to get involved as far as the gun locks and things of that nature, because I see more organizations that is showing a little bit more seriousness about getting these guns off the street. So let's talk about, I think, the momentum that is stemming from being able to carry a gun. And I do believe that something like that is very attractive to our young people, which to me plays a major part and a lot of the killings that we see around our country now.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about probably open carry. I don't have any data to support whether or not that affects that. I know I see it. I mean, I can go in certain areas of town, and you stop at one of these little shops, and a kid walks in, and he looks like he's 12, but you hope he's older than that, and he has a gun slinging off his side like it's Gunsmoke Wired Earp or one of them old westerns.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I feel like we're living in the Wild Wild West.
Right.
But I think gun violence now is kind of like tapering off a little bit in our city. You don't hear as much, but it's still prevalent. So not as much as we did in 2022. 2022 was very, very serious. I mean, every time you turn the TV on or listen to the radio, 3 or 4 our young African-American men have been shot right at our front door. And there was nothing being, it's still going on, but it was really serious in 2022. So from 2022 to now, so how do you view the crime as far as gun violence right now in the city of Fayetteville? How do you view it from the side that you sit on?
I don't see anything that's changed.
You don't see anything changed?
Getting worse.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because if you remember, we started off, we were having somebody killed.
Maybe it was
in 2026 about once a day.
Yeah, maybe because it was
once a day.
It was the people that I know.
Yeah, I'm saying that because I'm working in the criminal justice system. But that's perhaps that I'm more exposed to what's going on with regard to that. But it's a lot of murders here. It's a lot of murders.
Yeah.
And again, gun violence is the main culprit. But I was asking the audience, I think it was on Tuesday, I said, now, what do you think the major cause of death, the number one cause of death, and this is from the CDC, the number one cause of death from a child 1 to 4 is drowning. But now once we go past 4, up to 18, you know what the number one cause of death is, gun violence. Mm-hmm. So now, it used to be traffic accident with kids not being restrained in cars, and they changed that. That used to be the number one cause of death of a youngster being killed or injured was in a car, unsecured. We can change that paradigm, but my thing is that look, that it's ridiculous for the number one cause of death for children in this United States of America to be gun violence under 18 years of age. That's bad. But that's a paradigm that I'm sure we can change and should change that.
We tried.
Well, I mean, it's not a matter of trying. We're going to have to do it.
We tried before in the past. Correct.
Right, but look, you don't give up. We got.
I haven't given up.
As I'm saying, we got to keep fighting.
Yeah, we got to keep fighting.
Wrong, it's more than one thing that's going to change that paradigm. But
I do believe Ms. Murphy just spoke on that, correct?
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Nobody's trying to take your gun away from you. We're just saying you need to be a responsible gun owner, not just, because look, if you let Smokey or if I let Zeke and those of our dogs go out and bite somebody, if it's not restrained,
pay for it.
They're going to sue us.
Yeah.
And then there's just going to be a criminal penalty as well. But I can't just lay my gun out on the porch and let a kid walk around, pick up and get it, and go kill somebody, and then say, oh, the kid shouldn't have stolen my gun. Well, I mean, it don't work like that. But anyway, our time is running out, and so you have your program on Sunday at 3 o'clock from 3 to 8. You'll be at what is referred to
Lake Rim Park.
Lake Rim Park. And we hope to see as many of you guys there as possible. It's going to be vendors there. It's going to be food there. It's going to be fun. She's going to have music. You got some gospel singers out there, and you got a DJ. You got all kind of stuff.
Also, I wanted to make note that we do have a special tribute to cancer survivors. We have live music for them, especially for them in a particular area And so if you know anyone or yourself or a cancer survivor or you're dealing with cancer right now, please come out and join us. We have some great things for you that you don't want to miss.
Excellent. Well, look, appreciate you guys. Got to get out of here. Most able producer, Reverend Carl. And if Janet wasn't listening to that, I want to call her up the first 30 minutes from 7:30 to 8 so that she can get Reverend Carl working around the house there.
Oh, let's say, who's Janet?
That's Mrs. Brinkley.
Oh, okay.
That's Mrs. Brinkley.
I was looking for Janet. Oh, that's Janet. Okay, Janet.
Nah, we'll call that. Look here. Love you guys. Have a great day. Great weather on today, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday. We'll be back tomorrow with Jay and DL, and we'll be discussing some matters. But look, you all have a great